What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we'll be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content. Otherwise, jumping into today's episode, as you guys saw in the title, we will be discussing bear market bottoms, the opportunity of a lifetime for, cryptocurrency, for Bitcoin, for Litecoin. We will also be looking at, a couple of articles basically discussing, Wall Street pumping, I believe it was $24 billion into cryptocurrency, into Bitcoin, into Ripple, into XRP, into Litecoin. That's a bunch of big news, as well as looking at a potential for the Litecoin bulls to be ready to run, as well as Bitcoin bulls, and why crypto is about to take off again. Furthermore, let's jump into today's episode. So we're on the coin market cap right now. It is actually just loading in as we speak. And as you guys can see, the current market cap is 129 billion, 129.6. 24-hour volume is 14.7. Bitcoin dominance is 51.2. So we are seeing a decreasing Bitcoin dominance as well as a decreasing market cap. And the same goes with the 24-hour volume, indicating that there is a, slow downtrend forming right now within crypto without even looking at the coins. As we can see, looking at the top 10 coins, majority 7 out of the 10 are in the red. Not by much though. Comparing to yesterday, the market cap is only down by around $1 billion. Not really much. I know, $1 billion isn't much. It is, but in the terms of cryptocurrency, it's really not 1 billion. Bitcoin is still, hanging out. It's only down by 1%. At $3,800, it's still a fair price for what we're currently dealing with. Litecoin up 0.59, one of those coins that are, just balancing out at around $32. We also see Tron, Litecoin is actually still number 7, which is nice to see. We do have around 20 million over Tether, but, Tron is up 6.6%, the top 10 gainer. It's the number 1 in the top 10. But, I've been hearing other news, not to really go by the market caps on Bitcoin, because there are other coins that can manipulate exchanges and bump coins up to, the top 20 market cap and really mess with people who are new to invest into them if they gain higher up or higher traction on the market caps. So you definitely have to use the market cap with a grain of salt. They are fairly accurate, but there can be some manipulation within that. Otherwise, I do just want to move on though and discuss an article basically discussing, Wall Street pours 24 billion into Bitcoin and crypto. We're discussing that this could potentially be the bottom within crypto, within Litecoin, within Bitcoin, and I do want to go furthermore into that. Basically, this article on the Daily Hodl, I do want to just move down over to the Litecoin section of this, wherever that may be. Here we go. And it says the community. So this is kind of like a current events on Litecoin. It's saying the community manager of the Litecoin Foundation just posted an extensive look back at Litecoin's progress in 2018, along with a look ahead to the new year. And he says his, 2019 goals for Litecoin this year are going to be the focus of 2019 is to continue driving adoption. In terms of developments, we are aiming to grow the Lightning Network on Litecoin and incorporate atomic swaps as well as privacy features. In some cases, we've already seen progress made in these specific areas, but in the long term, the Litecoin Foundation will be utilizing its stake in the German bank WEG to work on and build innovation solutions in the financial sector. Services to do with remittance, lending, and microfinance. We're also looking to cover more merchant adoption across e-commerce, including sports, media, fashion, entertainment. We want people to pay confidently and easily with Litecoin, knowing that they will have full control over the information they are broadcasting in the transaction. So there's definitely a lot of positive news pushing Litecoin adoption. As you guys can see, yes, I do favor Litecoin ever so slightly, but there's a beautiful community wrapped around it too. If you guys have been hanging out in the crypto space, you will learn that soon enough. Otherwise, I do want to also touch upon the possibility of the Bitcoin bulls being ready to run. You know, obviously Bitcoin and Litecoin go hand in hand. It's the big brother and the little brother, so they correlate so much together. That's why I like to talk about similar articles and how one could affect the other. You know, that's why I discuss Bitcoin news. So basically it says over the past 12 months, Bitcoin has continued to fall, as we know, dragging the entire crypto market down with it. The daddy of all digital currencies hit a 16th-month low in mid-December when it fell below $3,200. Things could be on the verge of a reversal soon, though, according to the analysts. And according to analytics, we will also be looking at my own personal analytics in a second on Litecoin and Bitcoin after this article, so stay tuned. Basically, it says the positive start to 2019 and new technical analysts suggests that trends are about to turn for Bitcoin and its brethren, so Litecoin. An indicator used to detect trends reversals shows that Bitcoin is in the longest buying streak for 6 months, according to Forbes. The GTI Vera Convergence Divergence Indicator has previously been used to highlight buy signals, and it has not been wrong. So Bitcoin had a monthly long rally. The last time this indicator showed positive signals. Should buying pressure persist as it's over the past 13 days, Bitcoin could continue to see a rise in the process, Bloomberg added. So, you know, Bloomberg's Galaxy Crypto Index, which tracks some of the top crypto assets, it's similarly indicating Bitcoin's longest buying streak since September, when its market dominance climbed down to 58%. This sentiment has been echoed by senior analysts such as eToro's Maddie Greenspan, who said the market is much closer to the bottom than we are to the top. You know, before adding, I'm seeing an industry that is growing at a very rapid pace right now. Where we see companies that are involved in Bitcoin and blockchain hiring at a rapid rate. We see new projects coming online. We see all kind of indications that people are getting more and more involved in the market. So, further ado, with that information, I would like to jump into my own personal technical analytics and getting a better judgment from my own opinion on things. So currently I am on the Litecoin to USD weekly charts for Coinbase. And as you guys can see, I do have a couple lines drawn on here, tracking some pretty strong support and resistance lines, lines of resistance, line of support, uptrends, downtrends. As you guys can see, there are a couple things on the chart that we're looking at. We have an extremely strong downward pressure from this downtrend right here that you can see has started all the way back, you know, at the end of 2017, and that it has been holding secure since the end of October 18th, or until October 18th, October 15th of 2018. And then you can see we traded out of that and are now using it as a support, and we pretty much found a bottom, I believe, within Litecoin. So moving things all the way back, you know, we're now looking where is it? I'm just adding the relative strength indicators. Back in May 1st of 2017, we broke out fairly well. We shot up from around $16 all the way up to around $35. And you can see we consolidated within this channel right here that lasted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7 weeks. We could say 7 weeks, which is over 2 months. Now, furthermore, if history does repeat itself, we're currently back in that same channel right leading up to the breakout that we had. So this is another indicator that we could consolidate, accumulate in this channel for a little bit longer, and then we could start to see momentum rising and volume pushing us up. It'd be very surprising if we do fall lower. We are also very, very, very close to being oversold on Litecoin's weekly charts. You can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks currently within Litecoin hanging out in this channel right here. We're more towards the top, trying to break through with some more volume. It's possible we could see a couple more weeks before we do decide to take off. But I do think in the shorter term, if the next point that Litecoin is trying to move up to is the $60 region, it is very possible that it does that. I am very, very, very reluctant in the fact that I don't believe we're going to fall lower. We really don't have the volume right now to fall lower. We don't have the room to fall lower due to the fact that we're practically at the bottom of this bear market. We're practically oversold on the weekly, which is huge. And with enough volume, I do believe we shall break through. I'm now zooming in on the weekly to give you guys a better view of things. You can see this channel I'm referring to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. It is only, I believe it is Friday. Yes, Friday, January 4th. We have 2 more days to close this week's candle. Then we start next week's. It is very possible with this slight uptrend, we could break through and see a nice little growth spurt up to $50, eventually challenging that green high-low MMA on Litecoin's weekly. So with enough potential, I do think we are at the bottom. I do think these are the lower limits of the coin's potential. I think we're going to move up much higher. So these are a very good buying zone within this channel right here. So if you're not stacking up, that's what I'm doing. Do with it as you will. Take it with a grain of salt. But furthermore, moving on to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is having a similar movement. We can see that Bitcoin it fell to its previous channel. You know, we were retesting that resistance in June 5th of 2017, and we had we tested it for 2 weeks, could not break through, fell, consolidated, and there is another level to fall to, which I would like to draw in that I'm just noticing on Bitcoin's weekly right here, obviously. So it is possible that we could break through and move much lower to that. That's, you know, one of the bottoms. There's then another bottom. Just drawing these out on the weekly. Here we go. So there's an 1845 bottom. We then have a 3048, a 3000, and then we have a 3600 one that we're testing currently. Do I think we're going to really pull much lower than that? I don't think so. I would like to extend this downtrend, though. That's quite interesting. One thing to note, though, is we haven't yet been able to break through. Very interesting. The downtrend right now. This is actually extremely, extremely interesting that I just noticed this. We broke bearish from the top of the, descending triangle we were forming. We were forming this for quite some time now. We have consolidated. You can see the volume pushing us in. And then we broke bearish from that and fell to a lower level. Interesting enough, we have yet to break through that downtrend, that resistance that is still on the market, and that is interesting. That is telling me we need to accumulate longer. It is very possible we could see much more accumulation into 2019. Yes, there is a run that is definitely possible. We could easily move up to $5,000 in a week easily, adding, almost doubling the price of Bitcoin. But, we are still below the high-low MMA, so it does give us potential to pull back up to even $6,200 is very likely, but I do think within the next couple of weeks, we're going to see consolidation. We're going to see accumulation right now. We're going to build up that volume. I think we're definitely going to hug the $3,500 line. We're going to trade out sideways. I can draw it out for you guys to make it a little more interesting, but it is very possible we could see some movement like this and then a pop like that. That is definitely a possibility. It's pretty much just indicating that this downtrend has yet to be conquered. And I do think when we do conquer that, we could see a movement in the positive direction. The next coin I would like to look at is Ethereum. Similar to obviously Litecoin and Bitcoin, Ethereum has a similar take, other than the fact that it does have a downtrend that we were tracking that it seems to have broken. You can see, oops, did not mean to draw that. You can see what I'm referring to if I just pull us down a little bit. You can see the downtrend on Ethereum's weekly that we've had for quite some time now. You can see all the pressure and the resistance that has pushed this coin down much lower. And you can see just recently we found a bottom of around $80 to $83, and we broke fairly nice from that and are moving up at quite a rapid rate. It looks like it's trying to head up to its high-low MMA, and that pushes this coin all the way up to $280. Obviously, there's going to be some resistance at 200 even, so I do think that's going to play an important role, as well as potentially 160, but that's currently what it's trying to break as we speak. 160 is holding quite a bit of resistance. You can see right here as I zoom in. We've tested it last week and we pulled back down, but it seems like with this volume, we could potentially, break upwards and move higher. We were oversold on Ethereum's weekly, which is a good indicator that this was a very, very, very good buying opportunity and you'd be in the green for right now. I did say Ethereum is the underdog and it is the sleeping giant, and we're seeing that happen right now. So I do think we're going to potentially break up to $200 within the next couple of weeks. Lastly, XRP, haven't talked about this in a couple of days or a couple of videos, so I would like to bring that back. Really, the reason I haven't is because we're really seeing just consolidation right now. We're not really seeing much movement at all, so it is potentially a good buying opportunity. The daily, we are trading at 52 on the RSI, and we are still facing quite a bit of resistance and downwards pressure from its high-low middle moving averages. You can see the green band is forcing this coin to stay below it. We've had numerous days trying to break through it, but nothing has really worked right now. So I do think if we can continue to put a lot of pressure on that, high-low MMA, we should be able to break through that, or at least get trapped in between it, pushing the coin up to like 42 cents-ish, maybe at a high of 44 cents. We will see. But otherwise, consolidation is happening right now. That is going to end fairly soon. This isn't like normal for coins to act. We're either falling or breaking up. This consolidation is leading to that point. So otherwise, it's going to sum up today's episode, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Thank you all for subscribing to the channel who have already. We did break 6,000. We're headed to 10 within the next couple of months. We will be doing a giveaway. Otherwise, make sure to turn on post notifications, subscribe to the channel, drop a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.